Yeah. Hello, everyone. Sorry for the technical trouble today we have in the Zoom meeting because there is no host joining, so we cannot start sharing our screen to make some demos today. So we have just decided to change the meeting just for this time and temporarily. And sorry for the trouble for everyone. And today's agenda, we will have two parts as listed in the Slack channel and on the GitHub. So yeah, so there's two parts. The first part is about a brief overview. For there is a blog posted on the CNCF's official blog, and this can be treated as an official announcement for KubeVela to become the CNCF incubation project. And
that you are not sharing your screen.
yeah, I have just I haven't shared the screen now.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
now I'm sharing it. Okay, so you can go to the CNCF blog and see there is a staff post we have just made today. And here is the blog which goes overview for the KubeVela's main idea and concepts and what we have done in the past. And there is lots of voices from different departments inside and outside our team, including some KubeVela users, adopters, and also some chief or staff engineers in Alibaba Cloud and share their ideas for that. And also we have listed some core components and milestones for how for the last 3 years that KubeVela have achieved. And also there is a very interesting video that have been posted on the YouTube. And although it uses Chinese as the speaking language, but in the video you can see there is lots of people talking about what KubeVela is and how we achieve the milestones. And it's very interesting to see how KubeVela have gone to the incubation project, and we are doing our best and hope everyone can join us and make KubeVela better. And we are targeting for the next milestone, maybe the graduation project in the few years later. Yeah, so it's a very I think it's a very representative overview and retrospective for the for what KubeVela has done in the past. So it's a blog that I think it's worth reading. Yeah. And aside by the CNCF blog, the second part today we would like to sharing is that Zhongpei will give a presentation or a preview for a new feature that we would like to release in the version 1.8 officially in next month. It's called SDK generating framework. So in KubeVela, you can see that there is a lot of components and traits and also workflow steps that you can use to make your KubeVela applications. But these things are mainly written in a YAML file or Kubernetes objects. And you can mainly write them through some YAML tools or like use VS Code and other things. And you can deploy those applications in your clusters through various ways, such as using the Vela CLI or using the kube control. And also you can use the Vela API server or Vela UX as well. But there are times that we found that some developers or some companies that they would like to integrate KubeVela's application in code layers. For example, you may have some developed language like you have some upper layer API server written in Node.js or Golang or Java. And in that time, if you want to construct a KubeVela application and deploy it, you can mainly rely on the general unstructured unstructured object in your code, so that you have to transform your components properties into some untyped data structure, such as the map or other other struct like that. So there's it will be a hard time for you to leverage the IDE in auto intelligence and some code prompt for your coding if you want to integrate it in your code layers. So with the newly founded the SDK framework for KubeVela, we can actually make some conversion from the definitions in KubeVela system, like the component definition or other types of definition, into some structured data structure in different languages, for example, in Golang language or in Java language. And Zhongpei will give a comprehensive overview for that feature and some demo for that. Okay, Zhongpei, are you ready to share your screen?
Thank you, Da. And yes, I'm ready, and I'm gonna share my screen. Can you check my screen?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So, okay, you have said a lot about the background, and I'm gonna take this another time. Okay. So, today's topic is have fun integrating KubeVela, and this is the introduction and feature previewing of Vela Go SDK and the whole SDK generating framework. Oh, sorry. Hello, I'm Zhongpei. And so the problems is, or the background is that for a long time, we have so many X definitions, but its properties or its parameter is in free form. And so when developers want to integrate KubeVela, it needs to, when they fill in the application properties, they have to use unstructured data type, such as map string interface. And this is also the main way, before we, to fill in the properties. And also, in this way, it's very dependent to the manual or the Vela show command. Although we have do a lot of things in the tool chain here, but it would be better to leverage the IDE completion and the prompt. And the second point is the definitions is updated as time goes by, and we have different kinds of definitions. We have built-in definitions, and you have your definitions written in your company by your team, and this means we have to find a way to automatically generate the SDK instead of writing it by hand. So there is a proposal of what SDK can do. First of all, it has tapped field of a parameter. I put an example right here. It have the tapped structure, the tapped field, and then it have some easy to use functions to manipulate the application. So I didn't put an example here, but you will see that in the demo. So with that kind of SDK, we have some benefits. For platform team, you can check the application properties more easily. Although if you are building an application by provide your user a auto-generated front-end form, you already have some JSON data, but if you want to, for example, you want to access another services to check things like permission or resource quota, to do more validations on the properties. The SDK can help you a lot. And the second one, you can append some bypass traits provided by other platform teams. There's also examples. For example, observability, network security. Maybe you don't want your user to care for this aspect. You can automatically add them to the applications. So you may want to use tapped SDK to achieve that. Oh, by the way, check out the automated observability introduced in KubeVela 1.6. It's an amazing feature. And the last, you can perform batch operation of application. Before, if you guys build a platform which user can build their applications and fill some properties, you already have the way to get the right applications and to dispatch the application. But if you want to do some batch operation of application, it's very painful. You have to build the map string interface properties. You have to parse the application properties by hand. And the last, for end user, there's a possibility. It's the SDK provide a possibility for maintaining application in the repo. This may, this can be used in GitHub Space, or this is a potential way to use SDK. Okay, so there's some feature preview of Go SDK, for example. Features, it can build applications. It can build any parts of applications separately. For example, component treat, steps, policies. It provides a wrapped client for application operation. It can convert to and from Kubernetes object or YAML. There's a demo. Okay. Here I prepared 3 demos here. The first one is a simple application building process. First of all, I knew a application builder here, and I set its namespace, and I add some components here. In this demo, in this example, I only add a simple web service, and I set some properties here. I set its environment, its image, and its CPU. And you can also set more. It will be prompted by the IDE. I can just tap set, and you can set whatever you want. Okay, so the next, I provide a wrapped client for the KubeVela Kubernetes official client library. It can just do the operation of application. So in this demo, I create the application I just built, and I will run it. I just started monitor here. To get our application. Okay, sorry, I didn't set the code config. Well, it shows we have just dispatched the, let me check the name. Oh, okay, the test app. So it's here. Okay, why it's here? Okay. Oh, sorry, it's Chris Phil. Last time I just demoed this application, I already created it. Sorry, let me just delete this application. Okay, so I'll run again. Okay, this time I can get it. It's newly created here. Okay, so the next example is a convert example. Here I made a more complex application. I have a web service here, and besides its properties, I set some trees here. For example, a incognito and some resource. And I add another component, which is a helm. This is from our add-on Fluxcity. And I set some properties for helm. And after components, I add some workflow steps. There's a step group with 2 sub-steps and another notification step. And in the last, I add some add policy here. Well, in this SDK, I provide 2 YAML method, and also I didn't show it. Application can be converted to, by call build. It can be converted to the Kubernetes object. Okay, I will run this again. This will print the application YAML. Yeah, you can see the application YAML is generated here. The last, in the last example is read from a cluster and change some properties and set it back to the cluster. Maybe I didn't clear the environment. Let me just apply it. Okay, why is this here? Apply. Example, read application YAML. Okay, it's configured, and we will later we will change the image here and set a tag with it with 1.20. Okay. In this example, I just get a application. I just dispatched, and I will show you the application JSON, and then I get its components by type. I got its web service type component, and then I use typed field to use of method to set its image, and then I set back the sorry, this is should be set. I just changed the name here recently. I set it back to the application, and then I update the application, and then I will get it again and see if the tag is changed. Okay, so in the first, we get the application which name is which has a web service and its image is Nginx, and then we get the component from the application and set some properties to another image, and we set it back and get it again. It shows it has been updated here. Okay, get back to the PowerPoint. Okay, after demo of SDK, I know this is not enough as we talked how the definition is going to vary from different organizations and will change or update it as time goes by. There is a illustration of how SDK is generated here. First of all, we just generate OpenAPI schema with a Q long built-in lib. Also, we do some corrections here to better leverage the tool after that. And in the second step, thanks to the OpenAPI schema ecosystem, we have found some already existing tools like OpenAPI generator here. And I use this OpenAPI generator to generate different kinds of languages of code. Although I just do the Go SDK here, this is only one which is implemented here. And because we not only use the OpenAPI generator one time, and we perform some customizations on the generated code to add some method we need, or to change some argument or something. So we have integrate this SDK generating framework to our Vela command line tool. You can do it you can use it in two ways. Either you can initialize your SDK from scratch by running Vela def gen API and specify your definition directory and specify your output directory, and plus init flag, and then it will be generated to your output directory. And if you have any new definitions, or you updated the old definitions, you want to update the SDK increasingly, you can just remove the init flag and then run it again, and it will be updated. Okay, there's also a YAML. There's also a demo here.
Okay, thanks, Zhongpei.
What?
I say thank you. Yeah. Let's see if there is any questions.
No. I haven't finished.
Oh, sorry. Sorry.
Okay, so okay, this is a config of my Windows management. This is the argument I just mentioned. You specify the in this command, I just specify all the built-in definitions in KubeVela, and I specify another directory to generate the SDK, and I plus the init flag. Okay, since that they are in the all in the same. Let me just remove this directory. Yes, yeah. Well, I have just removed all the files here in the Vela SDK gen, and we will run it. Maybe I should have a compiled. Maybe I should compile before. This seems a little stupid here to compile right now. Okay, so it will just get started to generate, and this takes about 1 or 2 minutes here, and it will just write the scaffold and the APIs here in your output directory. Okay, so and this and in this directory, the structure is like this. Is like this. The red, or it is like a red kind of it's like we have already generated here a project here. It will separate by its type. And you can see the method here and the fields here. Okay, and this is similar. I won't do it a second time. Although we have provide Go SDK, but there's still something to do in the future. First of all, it's very important to provide another languages of SDK. Java may be the most important, Node.js, Python, and there's an investigation here. What is the languages are you using to build your platforms, and what functions do you want in the SDK? And there is an issue here. Maybe you can leave your message. Oh, it's hard to open a link in PowerPoint. Yes, leave a message here if you want to see what languages of SDK is priority is raised, and what functions do you want in the SDK. And second, we want to provide more functions in the SDK. For example, logs, execute command, port forward, dry run, value curl, and some functions in the command line. And we want add some parameter validation function. And third, about SDK generating framework. We want to support reading definitions from cluster. We know it's like not all of the definitions is saved in the same directory. It may be a bit uncomfortable to run it again and again. So we can support it from reading definitions from the cluster. And in the last, we want to build an official SDK repo. I think this is important. We will do it maybe in the next week, and automatically sync the built-in definitions via the CI. In the last, please give the SDK a try, and any feedbacks is appreciated. Okay, so I guess this is all.
Okay.
Any questions here?
Yeah, let's see.
Slack.
Yeah, it seems there is no much questions. And there's one question about the GSOC project. Yeah, and Fogg has answered that. Yeah, so if there is any questions for the demo today and the feature of the SDK framework, you can just post it on the GitHub issue or on the Slack channel as well. And I guess that's all for today's agenda. Yeah.
Yeah, leave your message here in the issue and help us to. Oh, by the way, this is a Linux Foundation project to build another languages of SDK. So there would be people helping with this. Just to give you a need here.
Okay. Yeah, so if there's no more questions today, and I think that's all for today's community meeting. And thank you everyone for joining today's meeting. And the next meeting, we would like to share something about performance tuning and how we have done load testing under the multi-cluster scenario. And we are still working on that. And that's all for today. Thank you again.
Sorry, that should there some signing on the Google Docs thing?
Yeah, I think it should be, but since we have not posted the link here because we have changed the meeting room, so there is something wrong with the procedure today. So I think we will recover it in the future, and I think the Google meeting will like to have a snapshot for all the attendees, and we can make some manual recording later. Yeah.
Well, okay.
Okay, thank you.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Right.